Welcome back to the Chasing Past Golf podcast. Within this episode, I'm joined by Natacha Host Husted. Um, Natasha, have I got that right?
Very good.
Like, how would you kind of, rate that pronunciation?
Maybe 7 out of 10. Yep.
Seven
I've
out
heard
of
I've
10.
heard way worse, don't worry.
So, what would the kind of, worst pronunciation of your surname or like your whole name be? Do you think that you've ever heard in your lifetime?
Well, people usually skip like my whole middle name because of the Ö letter. But at least you tried and actually sounded pretty good. So I would um I would definitely say like at least a 7 out of 10. It's pretty good.
So, like in terms of your middle name, like I take it people just say host instead of like
Oh yeah.
obviously the host. The
Yeah, like host or host or something like that is usually what I hear. Yeah.
so host.
Host, yeah.
Right. So anyway, Natasha, that was a quite formal start, but first of all, I should have introduced you as Ladies European Tour Pro, so I do apologise. But and also the one-time Ladies European Tour Access Series winner as well, at PGA Championship in Gothenburg last year.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's a proper that's a proper, the introduction that I should have done, so I do apologize. But anyway, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. I'm happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, not a problem. You're one of you're regarded as one of the the best up and coming, Danish talents, and it's always good to have some of the good upcoming players, especially when it comes to, the ladies European Tour and the rookies and the rookie season. So, not a problem. It's great to have you on. And actually, funny fact, like once I do get over this cough, I do fall. So fun fact, so I think you know that I was actually at Alabama Golf at the Tenerife Women's Open in June,
Mhm.
where I was actually speaking to Smilla Tarning Sonderby as well, like in person, and you were standing right beside her. So
Ah,
I had so, so, so I have to kind of apologize on that front that when it comes to, putting the faces to the names, sometimes I'm not the greatest, so I really do apologize. But like you were right there, and you must have been thinking, who on earth is this guy?
yeah, I was thinking that, not gonna lie. Well, I was asking Smilla about you afterwards, and she kind of, yeah, you kind of like filled me in. So, yeah. And when you wrote to me the other day, I was like, oh yeah, I do remember him. So, yeah, it's funny that we've met before.
Yeah, that is a very, very weird, set of sort of sequence as such, like how that works sometimes. But anyway, it's nice to have you on. And how have you found the Ladies European Tour? Obviously, it's your rookie year. How have you found the experiences so far?
I mean, overall, it's a very fun tour to play on. You get to get a lot of good experiences. You get to travel the world literally, from one corner to the other. So it's been amazing. I mean, it's been a very fun experience. It's been tough, and I've had my battles out there. And obviously, looking at my results, I would always love to have been playing better and posting some better round scores, etc. But I mean, overall, I've had a fun year and learned a lot throughout the year as well. So I mean, that's probably the most important thing.
So for for any rookie season on tour, what's the most important thing do you think to, like in terms of like it could be results or it could be, just being competitive as such. Is that the most important thing for you? Like in terms of like playing a season just to be as competitive as you can?
I think starting the season, I mean, my focus was probably way too much on like rankings, results, and just like kind of proving myself that I belonged out there. And I think that didn't work at all. I think I just put too much pressure on myself. So I think throughout this season, I kind of just got better and better at just kind of gaining experience in kind of like more like going with the flow and not putting too much stress on myself. And I think especially towards the end of the season is when I played my best golf and when I was the most calm out there because I didn't really care at all about where I ended up in the rankings. And all that stuff. But obviously, as you say, like wanting to be competitive out there and kind of like be in the mix just if like every once in a while is always what you kind of aim for, I think, to kind of show yourself that you can compete out there for sure, especially as a rookie, because you don't really know what the level of play is.
So the last result you just come off was the 30th at DLF of all places. I mean, so right for like I mentioned DLF Golf Club on this podcast quite a lot because it's one of the most quirkiest courses I've ever seen in my lifetime. Like obviously I've never been there, but like just looking at the pictures and looking at some of the hole locations and stuff like that, it's brutal. It's very quirky, but like how would you sum up the whole, Delhi experience last week?
I mean, as you're saying, that course is it's a test of every single part of the game. Like you can't relax at any point during a round out there. Even the easiest holes, like you can just so easily mess it up. So I think it's a very stressful experience playing out there, but probably also the most rewarding when you kind of succeed with your goals and you do what you wanted to do. So I think overall, I think it was a great experience, especially the golf. That golf course is in always, I guess, at least that week, it was in incredible condition and it was just such a good test of golf. Of golf, and you just know that it's going to be a great player that's going to win that week. And I love courses like that when it's actually like ball striking and you really have to position yourself right around the course instead of it just being a chip and a wedge competition or a putting competition like that. I think it was a great experience. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned the strength of the leaderboard. Obviously, Shannon Tan won for a third time on the Ladies European Tour. But like you had Alice Hewson that was up there as well that had won again in the Swiss Open as well. So yeah, there's quite a lot of informed players that were at the top of the leaderboard, and yeah, that just shows you the strength and depth now on the Ladies European Tour, I think, and like it's always going to be a great leaderboard, isn't it?
Oh, for sure, for sure.
So in terms of India in general, like how was that experience? Like off the golf course and stuff. Like, did you enjoy India at all? Or
Um, it was my first time in India, so I guess I was just a little bit overwhelmed by everything out there. It's a very cultural experience. It's probably how I would put it. The traffic there and there's just cows everywhere and so many like cars and people are honking and it's very overwhelming. I feel like would be the best word to describe India overall. I think I was a little anxious before going out there because I've been told some like horror stories about like the food and like people getting sick. So I was kind of like I was holding back a little bit from like what I was eating and like I was, just overly anxious about like everything, I think. So I think, in regards to all of that, it was a great experience because I felt great the whole week. I didn't really have anything bothering me. But I was careful as well, so maybe that's why it ended up well. But I think it was a fun experience. It was just as you would expect, I think. That's how I would put it.
yeah, I mean, what was it like with all the tuk-tuks on the road and like obviously you mentioned like cows as well. Like that seems pretty crazy. Like
Oh, it was crazy. It was just like how you would expect it. How everyone would describe India is exactly how it is, I feel like. It's just so busy and very entertaining. Like just like sitting in the shuttle cars and just like staring out at people. And the way that they drive is it's entertaining. It's pretty anxious, but it's very entertaining. Yeah.
so, if you had to describe your 2025 season, so your debut season on the Ladies European Tour, 3 words, how would you describe it in your own words?
In 3 words, or how, sorry?
Yeah. Yeah, in 3 words. So like it could be anything at the top of your head.
Um, I mean, just like a process, really. And like learning. Um, yeah, just I mean, I feel like what just stands out to me is just like the experiences and all that. Like, so it's been obviously like the process of learning everything and getting better, but also just like experiencing everything. So it's kind of been like a two-way kind of feel. I feel like, if that makes any sense at all. Like, there's been a lot of great places we've traveled to. I've never been to Australia, never been to Korea, but I've gotten to experience all these really cool things. But it's also been tough. So obviously, like, just gaining that experience and that bigger perspective as well. Yeah, that was a lot more than 3 words, but good job. Yeah.
To be honest, that would probably be my kind of answer, like just going on and on and on, more than 3 words. So like it's all good. Don't worry about it. But so like obviously having, players that you already know on tour, so having a Danish contingent on tour this year, so I believe there was 4 of you. So sorry, there's me coughing as well. So obviously having Smilla Tarning Sonderby, Sofie Kibsgaard, Cecilie Leth and um, was Amelie as well? Leth Nissen? No, she was on
Yeah.
the LETAS as well. Sorry.
She's coming back next year. She just got her card.
Oh yeah, she got a card, didn't she?
Yeah.
So actually, sorry. So in terms of Smila, Sophia, and Cecilia as well, like having them on tour, like how is that knowing that you've got like buddies to travel with and stuff like that?
I mean, I feel like it's meant a lot to me this year. Because, I mean, tour life in general is pretty lonely. I mean, you just travel from one hotel room to the next and or Airbnb or whatever, one new country. You don't get to see a whole lot. You're just kind of going from golf course to wherever you sleep. So I think having someone with you, to just kind of hang out with and just like think about something else other than golf is just so important. Um, and I think especially Smilla for me this year has kind of been like my mom. She's kind of been like teaching me the ways and just kind of like, reminding me to check the fact sheet again, reminding me to book this and that and, plane tickets and all this stuff. I mean, even she's been booking some things for me as well. So I think I've just kind of been trying to kind of copy what she's doing all the time, really, because she's kind of been, she's been my mom. Yeah, that's what I've been calling her all season. So I think might as well mention it here as well.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, like she kind of gives that, kind of, sensible vibe as such, like in terms of, like the traveling and the financial. She kind of gives off that kind of vibe. So yeah,
Yeah.
Smila, I really hope she is listening, to be honest.
I'll
'Cause
make her listen to this.
yeah, because I actually said that I am actually a very big fan of her game as well. So like, even if she is listening, that would be great. But like, no, that's a brilliant thing. And having also like Sophia as well, that's still relatively new to the Ladies European Tour as well. Uh, have you shared any experiences with Sophia Kibsgaard?
Oh yeah, for sure. I think I mean, she's like a year ahead of me, so everything that she went through and learned from last year, she's been passing that on to me. We've had a lot of good talks about like caddies and like how important it is to find a good match out there and someone to like lean on in the heat of the game out there. So she's been really helping me out a lot. And also, like you said, it's just kind of like nice to have someone to like vent to about like how tough it can be sometimes and how like everything is just messy and it's tour life, so you can't predict everything. So it's nice to have someone to lean on, even if they don't even know what they're doing anyway. It's just nice to have someone to like do it with, in a sense. Yeah.
Yeah, because obviously, like in your amateur days, you would have played with Sophia, Cecilia as well,
Mhm.
Finny as well. So like, having them. I mean, you can have them moments where you can maybe, you know, reminisce about the amateur days and like like when you play for Denmark and stuff. Like I take it sometimes that gets mentioned about like the times that, you know, from the Danish national team days.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we've been playing a bunch of like European teams together, and obviously all our practice camps and all that stuff. We've been doing all that stuff for years together. Even though they're all just a few years older than me, we've kind of been through the whole like spiel together. We know all the same coaches. We've been through the national team, like the whole thing there as well, all together for a lot of years. So it's just super fun to like kind of get to take that next step together. And yeah, as you said, like reminisce on like, you know, like everything we've been through to get here. And I mean, we've talked about a lot of times how like it's funny that, you know, we were the ones to make it, if that makes sense. It's just kind of you don't know when you're young, and we're so many good players as well. So it's just fun to kind of like be in a group of people and kind of follow the same people up the next steps of the ladder. I think that's fun. Yeah.
So, in terms of Danish golf in general, it seems to be in a very, very good place. Well, it has been in a very good place for the past decade or so, I think. I mean, just looking at obviously some of the names that have come from Denmark. So obviously you got legends like Thomas Bjorn, Soren Kjeldsen, Soren Hansen, Anders Hansen. Then you got the likes of Torbjørn Olesen, Niklas Niklas Nargo, Jacob Skov Olsen obviously is playing very well on the DP World Tour. Rasmus Nergård Peterson, Lucas Bjerregaard, and then obviously you got the Højgaard twins as well. Jeff Winter, like multiple, you know, championship winners in there from Denmark, and then obviously on the women's side, you've got Nana Kurtz Madsen, Emily Christian Pedersen as well, like on the LPGA tour. So why do you think, you know, for the past 10, 15 years, do you think Danish golf has been in a very, very high place?
I mean, is a very good question, because I mean, we're a small country. So to have produced so many good players it's incredible. I think we have a good setup with the national team throughout the amateur days and the junior years, and they're good at like spotting talent and just kind of like working with that. I think there's been, especially for the earlier generations, they've been really good at like continuing to support them throughout the pro careers as well, especially on the women's side. Um, but I think overall, I mean, it's obviously the national team has a great setup in general. But I also think like the level of coaching in Denmark is high. We care a lot about technique and, you know, kind of like the best way to produce the right ball flights for the right moments, and all those like little itty bitty details to kind of perfect the game, even though obviously that's not possible. But you know, I think the level of coaching is very high in general. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like I was saying off there, how Andreas Kelly as well. Like I've had him on the podcast. I mean, like just hearing about how he's pretty much a perfectionist as such. It kind of goes with the narrative of obviously the Danish coaches really do care. I mean, just looking at actually, I'll briefly mention Andreas in a minute, because just looking at his stable just now, so obviously you got Marcus Haley that's obviously injured in a minute, which is a shame, obviously. But you got Rasmus Nergård Peterson, you got Jacob Skov Olesen, you've got Sebastian Friedrichsen as well. There's one more as well that I can't remember from the top of my head. Fredrik Birkeland as well, I think. I think is the one. So like what when he was going on about his methods and you know, his way of training and stuff like that, it was a very, very fascinating, you know, to hear from his point of view. But like that just kind of echoes like what you were saying about how Danish coaches really do care, and they really care about their methods and stuff like that. So
yeah, for sure. I think I don't know if that's a girl thing maybe, but I think for me it's always been super important with like the chemistry that I share with my coach. My coach Nikki works very closely with Andreas actually through the Danish Golf Academy. So obviously he's learned a lot from Andreas as well, and they work together, like discussing players, even though they might not be working like full time with one player. Like Nikki might ask Andreas about me or something like that, and they help each other out. But I think the main thing is definitely like the chemistry between like a coach and a player, and being able to really like share everything with the coach and like how I feel and I mean what I'm going through out there, because he doesn't get to see me play all the rounds. So he has to really like, or I have to really like be able to describe what I feel, what I see, what I do on the golf course, except for like what the stats might show. Because the stats doesn't show like how I feel when the wind is off the left, or if there is like an out of bounds on the right, or you can't describe that through stats. You have to do that yourself. And I think the relationship between a player and the coach in that sense is so important. And I think that's what the Danish golf and golf like coaching in Denmark in general is really good at. Because like I feel like in Denmark it's kind of like we're the boss. Like the player is the boss. So we get to like kind of dictate which way we want to work and which way we want to like practice. And I think that's a really important step in just like understanding your own game and yeah, and really including your coach in that as well. Yeah.
so so please so please don't hate me, but I'm gonna kind of put you on the spot here. So so just letting you know, but so one one player from the men's side and one player from the women's side that you think, so it could be anybody that you can think of from the Danish setup that has the potential to be the next superstar.
Oh, that's a very good question. I mean, on the men's side, I think one of the best ball strikers I've seen is Rasmus Nergaard.
Yeah.
I mean, when he like does combine tests and stuff on the track, man, I mean, it's just incredible. So, I mean, the potential that he has is just, I mean, unlimited in my opinion.
Yeah.
I haven't obviously don't know him that well personally, but again, like just because we've both been part of like the Danish Golf Academy, I feel like I've seen him work a lot, and he is very, very talented. I think on the women's side, we have a few really, really good girls coming out of college within the next few years. Emma Bunk and Mary, Eileen Madsen. And I think, I mean, they are going to be incredible. Incredible. I mean, they feel like they're winning every other week over there right now. So they're just, obviously there's a lot of potential there, but it's just so hard to predict. I mean, I think even for me transitioning into pro golf, it's been really tough. I mean, you can have all the confidence in the world, but as soon as you're playing for money or rankings or your career in general, it's just different. So I mean, you never really know what's going to happen. But I feel like those are some great options for sure.
So so just taking it back to the start for you. So you're from so you're from Copenhagen in Denmark. So that's Copenhagen in English. Um, so obviously growing up in the capital city of Denmark, what was that like for you? Like, because I've seen pictures obviously of Copenhagen and the like just as a tourist destination, etc. And it does look beautiful, I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, Copenhagen in the summer is the best thing in the whole world, in my opinion. My non-biased opinion, obviously. I think I think everyone should get to experience that. Obviously, in the winter, Denmark is just, I mean, in general, Denmark is just a little dull. But I think in the summer, growing up in or around Copenhagen is just awesome. I mean, you kind of get the best of both worlds. I think I grew up just a little bit outside of Copenhagen, so I kind of got like the rural area kind of as well as getting like the bigger city and getting to go in there in the weekends, for instance, or kind of getting the best of both worlds. And I think that's pretty good balance in my opinion. But yeah, everyone should get to experience Copenhagen in the summer. Yeah.
Now there's me trying to be all professional with like kind of with the Danish pronunciation as you go properly in English. So what the kind of roles reverse? What's going on here?
Yes. I don't know.
So you're currently attached to Smorum Golfklubb in so where roughly about is Smorum actually? Sorry, I've always wondered that because a lot of the top players seem to come out of Smorum.
Yeah.
Smorum.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's like, I would say it's like 20, 25 minutes just west of Copenhagen. So it's
Okay.
in the country, so to speak. But yeah, there's a lot of incredible players coming from out of Smorum Golf Club. I think speaking of great setups, I mean it's probably the best in the country in my opinion. It's just there's always a lot of incredible players here just out practicing. You're never alone out there. It's always someone to work with or compete with or play with or just yeah, it's always someone there really. And I mean we've just got a new range set up and the top tracers on there and I mean, the greenkeeping staff works hard out there, so it's just usually a great place to come out there and work on your game. And I really think that's for me. I moved to Smorum Golfklubb in like 2016, I think, and that's kind of after that. I think I kind of like really developed my game just because I had someone to like look up to. Nenes from out there, Marcus Helikile as well. I mean, they're some of my biggest inspirations and have been throughout my amateur career, and they still are. So, I mean, I think having some really, really good players to kind of like compare yourself with and draw inspiration from is just, yeah, you can't buy that anywhere else.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of Smorum Golf Club in general, would you say it's probably the best in Denmark? Like in your non-unbiased opinion, but
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, and that is non-biased. I think the whole country would probably agree with that. It's just where all the good players in the Sealand area kind of meet and like they go there when they don't, because there's so many small golf clubs around like Denmark in general. So all the good players are kind of like they end up in the same spots. And Smorum is just kind of attracts a lot of good players there as well. So yeah, non-biased opinion, best golf course in Denmark.
but 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 what about Himmerland with the 16th hole and the beer tent and all that stuff?
I mean, there are definitely a lot of better courses. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, Smorum is not well, I guess I did say best golf course, but I guess golf club is that's where Smorum is the best. But golf courses, there are a lot of good ones, especially in like the Jylland area where Smilla's from, and Sofie as well. They have some really good golf courses as well. Yeah. But Smorum is not the best course. It's just the best club.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, fair enough. I'm hoping a representative from Smyrna does not listen to this because you've just said that they don't have the best golf course in the world, but they have the best golf clubs. So
Well, they know that, but they're working. They want to like develop the course within the few like next 5 years, I think. So they're working on it. But the facilities are great and the people are great. And honestly, to me, that's what matters most. When you travel that much and you get to play amazing courses around the world, it's not the most important thing when you come back home, if that makes any sense at all.
that's fine. Right. So taking it back to like your own journey. So how did you kind of first get into the game of golf and I take it like it was just love at first sight as such.
Well, I started really early. And remembering those first years, I don't think I loved it that much. I think it was just like another, thing to do in my free time as a kid. Both my parents played, and I have two older brothers, and they started playing as well. So as the youngest, I just kind of tagged along, and I was kind of forced into playing, really. And then I think I just found out that all this, like throughout all the sports and all the things that I did as like when I was younger, golf was just kind of the only thing I was good at. Because I mean, playing like football and like tennis and badminton and all that stuff, I was just that was not my thing. So I think having the ball lie still on the grass and just being able to take my time and all that was really good for me with the ball. Um, but yeah, I think growing up, it was just very much me and the boys. And just, I didn't really play with any other girls until I moved to Smorum when I was like 15 years old or like 14 years old or something like that. So I think just growing up with the boys and just kind of like wanting to beat them like so bad, especially having two older brothers. I think that's just kind of how I how I grew up as well. But then like as soon as I got to Smorum, I kind of got to see other like great like female golfers as well and older female golfers as well and draw inspiration from that. But I think growing up, it was definitely just more for fun. Just, yeah.
So would you say that that's where you kind of develop, the power of the tee that you possess as well? Like obviously having two older brothers, kind of consistently putting yourself against them, that's kind of gave you the motivation, like to get, extra power as such.
I think so. Because like I just really wanted to keep up. So I think that just kind of like happened naturally. Yeah, I think it helped me a lot. I think growing up with boys, playing with boys, like definitely like spiked that like competitive sense of the tee in general. So yes, I would definitely say so. Yeah.
So, like your two older brothers, would you say that they're very good golfers in their own regard as well? Well, obviously you're professional now, but like, would you say that they're very good in their own right?
I mean, they used to be pretty good. I mean, now obviously they're a little bit older than I am, so like they don't have time to play that much golf. I mean, they get to play maybe 1 or 2 rounds a year just because of work and studying and all that stuff. But I think they play off like a 4 or 5. So I mean, they're good golfers for sure. Yeah, not bad at all. But I still beat them, so that's the most important thing.
Yeah, I mean, that's the ultimate bragging rights now that obviously you're a professional, so you've got the
Exactly.
bragging rights.
Yeah, that's right.
Right. So you went to the University of Mississippi. So Ole Miss is what it's commonly known as.
Yeah.
So what was the decision making to go over to Mississippi, and did you have a few offers on the table when it came to scholarships in the state?
So the thing is, I was recruited during like just the beginning of COVID, so I never got to visit any schools. So for me, it was kind of like a whole messy like situation. Obviously, it was for everybody, but you never really know what you're going into when it comes to college in America, because all coaches are going to be nice to you. They're going to tell you all the great things about the school, but then getting there is usually a pretty different story. So actually, just taking it a little bit back to Smilla as well, I was kind of leaning on her a little bit because she was already committed there. So I kind of like took her words up a lot, and kind of like trusted her and ended up going to the same place as her. Because she was kind of the only one I had to like kind of tell me anything about any schools over there, really. And I'm really glad I did because I had a great experience over there. I really did. I mean, it was really like the ultimate college experience in my opinion, like a Southern state and like football games, the tailgating, and just like, being in the South in general is just like exactly how you would see it in the movies. That's always how I try to like explain it or like describe it to the people who haven't been there. It's exactly how you would see it in the movies. And I really did enjoy it. I had some great coaches and some great teammates as well. And yeah, it was a great 3 years. Yeah.
So, like, obviously, you got Smilla that as you say, went to Ole Miss. Chiara Tambolini as well was at University of Mississippi as well. So, like when you get the chance to, see Smilla and Chiara on tour, I take it like sometimes you just like reminisce about the Ole Miss days back in the day.
For sure. I think especially with Kiara, we spent 2 years over there together. So we obviously share a lot of great memories. We had so much fun. I mean, obviously on the golf course, as well as at football games and everything around, like playing golf over there because it's such a full experience. I think you get so close. When you spend that much time together, you travel together. You literally do everything together in college. So we got super, super close, and it's just awesome to still have her on tour and I mean, she's an incredible golfer, Chiara, and just getting to learn from her and lean on her. And obviously I learned a lot from her in college alone, but I still do. I mean, we still talk and we're still really close, and I just love sitting down with her and just having a chat about our time in college and the people back there and the people we miss, the coaches and the facilities and all that stuff. Yeah, it's awesome to still have her in my life.
So, like, just touching on them two in particular, so Smilla and Kiara. So, having a combined four ladies European Tour wins between them,
Mhm.
does that give you like inspiration, like going forward as well, knowing that not knowing that like you can take advice as such from like two players with four wins between them?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, obviously they've had some great careers already. And I mean not only in college but also after starting to play on the LET as well. And I think as you're saying, just being able to like learn from them, play with them, practice with them, it's very inspirational. And I mean, I've beat them both before, so I mean, why couldn't I be a winner on the LET, you know? So it's awesome to like kind of being able to compare yourself to them and obviously just like, as I've been saying before, just lean on them and just draw like experience from them, talk to them about like their experiences out here and all that. I think it's yeah, so inspirational. Yeah.
So in your time at Ole Miss, you were a two-time WGCA All-American Scholar. In 2021 and 2022, you were the SEC All-Freshman team as well, and you assisted in earning Ole Miss's first regional title in the program history, which I think is pretty cool, to be honest. Um, it sounds pretty cool.
It was a cool experience. I mean, the year before I got there, they won the national championship. And we didn't get to do anything like that the first few years I was there. So it was just amazing to get to like kind of write history with the team, and be part of the history. So that was an incredible experience. Like that was probably the highlight of my time in college. Yeah.
And also you played Augusta National as well, with your time with the Old Miss Rebels. So like what was that experience like as well?
I never got to play there. We went there to
Oh,
watch
that's awesome.
Andrea. We went there to watch, and I think at one point, the girls that did win the national championship, I think it was during my freshman year, they got to go play in the Augusta, but I didn't get to go. So that sucked. But I've been there and I watched Andrea play for the ANWA as well. So just, I mean, honestly, just being there on that site and getting to like experience that whole, I mean, it's that place is just unbelievable. Yeah.
And so you're also I've wrote two, it could be more than two, but two-time European Ladies Amateur Team Championship participant for Denmark, and you were involved in 2023 at the Espirito Santo Trophy, which is the World Amateur Team Championships, also for Denmark in Abu Dhabi. We'll talk about the World so we'll talk about the Worlds first. So, to get the call to play in Abu Dhabi, to represent your country, I probably think that's got to be up there and one of the top few experiences for you at the amateur level.
For sure. I mean, just like getting to play, obviously always getting to represent my country is probably the biggest like honor I feel like I've gotten to have throughout my whole career. And it really didn't matter if it was like at the European teams or at the World Championships. I just always love having that Danish flag on my back, on my chest, and just like playing for something bigger than myself. That's always been my my main drive in a sense. But I think getting to play the World Championship was just, just that one step higher. Getting to literally compete with the best in the whole world, at an amateur level at that time. compare my game and just be part of like a really like cool team that year as well. It was just that was an incredible experience as well. I mean, yeah, you can't find that anywhere else really.
I mean, because at that time you would have had, actually some of the top talent in the world. I'm just going to name one in particular that's recently came on the podcast, Julia Lopez,
Mhm.
Julia Lopez Ramirez,
Yeah.
and like she would have, like she would have been there, like in that year she had won the European Ladies Championship as well, and she was also an ever present for the Spanish team. Like and like she was at the top of her game back then. Was Ingrid there as well, or what was that just a little bit after?
I mean, it must have been in 23, so I think she was still there. She must have,
Yeah,
yeah, I think so.
yeah. So obviously Ingrid would have been the number one amateur as well. Like so, pitting yourself against the likes of Ingrid, Julia, try to figure out who else. Maya as well, Maya Ingrid.
Yeah, she would have been there too. Yeah, she would have. Yeah, I mean, that's just, you don't, as I said before, you don't get to do that anywhere else. I mean, in a field like that, you're literally going out there and you're comparing yourself to the best of the world. So, I mean, that's just a privilege to even get to play in a field like that. And obviously, I mean, golf is such a funny game because you can have such a great week, and then you beat the whole field, or you can literally be at the rock bottom next week. You never know what you're gonna get. So I feel like just knowing that you can tee it up in a field like that, and if you play your best golf, you can compete. That's just, I mean, that's why we play. So I feel like that experience is just something I will never take for granted. And again, just getting to represent my country as well is just, yeah, getting to do all that at the same time is just such a privilege.
Yeah, because so it was you, Cecilie Leth Nissen and Olivia Gronborg.
Mhm.
Uh, so in terms of the experience, well, as well being in Abu Dhabi, was that the first time for you going over there as well, or like have you been before? But like, what was the whole experience like? That event in general? I take it was just like everything was, tip top.
Yeah, it was. I mean, we've been to like Dubai and Abu Dhabi a lot with the national team. We always do our practice camp there in January every year. But I've never gotten to play that course. I mean, that's the DP World Tour course. So I mean, it was just world class and like the whole setup was just, I mean, can't be compared to anything else, I think. I mean, of the biggest like college tournaments and stuff, I mean, this was just even better. So obviously the setup and the condition of the course and I mean everything was just world class. So that experience in general was just amazing. Obviously we didn't get to see a whole lot of the country in general, just because we're staying on site and we were just playing golf and then basically flying home when we're done. But I mean, I actually I love playing golf in that part of the world. It's just perfect conditions and they care a lot about like providing the players with the best possible facilities and the best courses and the weather is obviously great. So I mean, it's just ideal for any golfer, I think.
Could you see another Ladies European Tour event back in Dubai, do you think?
I think so. Yeah. I mean, because it would be, I mean, it's perfect to do that like at the beginning of the season, kind of like they've done with the Saudi event as well. So I think, I mean, that part of the world is just perfect for golf, really, especially like early in the year, or late in the year when the weather in Europe is not great. Yeah.
Yeah, because they used to have the kind of quirky event in Dubai. I think it was the Moonlight Classic or something like that. Like when they played, they obviously they played it at night and night golf.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I think to be honest, I think they should bring that idea back of playing golf at night, the Moonlight Classic, because I thought it was a pretty cool experience to watch. But that's just a personal
Yeah, that would
thing
be
for
a lot
me.
of fun.
But
Just to do something different as well. Never a bad idea.
yeah, I mean, if anybody from the Ladies European Tour is listening, maybe get back in 2027, maybe. something like that.
Mhm. Be pretty cool. I vote in favor.
Nah, fair enough. And speaking about the couple of times that you played for Denmark at the European Ladies Amateur Team Championships as well. So 2023 was Finland, I believe.
Yeah.
So it was yourself, Cecilie Leth Nissen, Christina Thauber, Emma Bunk, I think is how you pronounced it.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Olivia Gronborg and Anna. Right, I'm gonna have fun with this. Anna Herald Benson.
Yeah, not bad.
I mean that's probably way off, but
Yeah, I bet
never
she's heard
gonna-
worse. Well.
what's that?
He's probably heard worse pronunciations as well. We've heard it all.
I've been there. So that was 2023 in Finland, and then in 2022 in Wales, it was again it was you, Cecilie Leth Nissen, Cecilia Finney Ibsen, Olivia Gronborg, Sofie Kibsgaard, and Amelie Leth Nissen as well. So the Leth Nissen sisters in 2022. So no, that's pretty cool as well. But so from them couple of experiences, like how would you kind of describe it from what you can remember?
I mean, the most important thing and the thing that always stands out the most to me from these are just like the team atmosphere, and then obviously getting to wear that Danish flag and, be part of a team, be part of representing Denmark. It's just, that's always what will stand out to me. That's always like what I remember most. I mean, honestly don't remember how we played, and I don't think that's the most important thing. But I just remember it being fun and it being like a great experience, and again getting to play in like world-class fields of the best players of Europe. And then just getting to play on a bigger stage. I think that's literally that's how I remember it. And then obviously, like I said earlier, that these are some of the same players that are still playing, that are on the LET now or coming up soon, or so it's just so fun to see how we've all developed since those years back then. Obviously, some people don't play anymore, some people are in college, and we're spread out doing all sorts of different things now. But I think it's really fun to see how people are just like evolving and getting better, or whatever they're doing now. I think it's fun to follow everyone's journey from back then. Yeah.
So, like in regards to the team aspect, would you say that's got to be one of your main goals? Well, maybe not next year at Bernardus, but like 2028 Solheim Cup. Would you say that's one of your goals for the next 5 years or so?
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, I love the team aspect. Like sometimes I don't understand how I ended up in golf, because like I think team sports would have been great. But yeah, for sure, that's definitely one of my goals. I always loved playing the team aspects of college. I loved the European teams, the world teams, like all that stuff. It's always been my favorite part of the game, really. So yes, that would definitely be a goal for me. Yeah.
So speaking about speaking about your pro career, sorry, what was the decision to, finally turn pro? Because I believe you left Ole Miss a year early to turn pro, is that right?
Yeah, I did. I think for me, I mean, I enjoyed my experience over there, and I got better in those 3 years. I think I just got to a certain point where I was ready to take the next step, and that I needed to kind of like do something for myself. Like speaking of the whole team thing, it's so easy to get caught up in just like trying to please a team and do what's best for the team at all times, even though we should also be focusing on our own careers. So I think for me it was a tough decision, but it was the right decision to go back home at that time last year. But I mean, that was tough. It was hard on the coaches, and it was hard on me. But again, I'm happy that I did it when I did it, the way I did it. And I'm still on good terms with everybody from over there, so that was the most important thing for me. So yeah, I went back home in May after 3 years over there, and just decided that it was time to play professionally. So that's what I did on the Access Tour last year. Yeah.
So was that 2023 or 2024 that you turned pro?
That was 24 last year. Yeah.
Last year, okay. Right, so like you had a few starts as an amateur on the LETAS tour as well. So you finished second in 2022 at Smorum Ladies Open. Obviously, that's your home course.
Yeah, a little bit of a home advantage there, maybe, but
Yeah, like even as an amateur, that's a very, very good finish. 2023 Capio Ogon Trophy, you finished second as well, and ninth at again at the Smorum Ladies Open. Um, I mean, just looking at your three finishes at your home course event as an amateur and as a pro, second, ninth, and fourth. I mean,
yeah. That was very helpful last year to get my card as well, I'm not gonna lie. But I think Smorum it's a good home advantage for sure. Because I mean, there are some lines that I can take out there, and then I'm very confident in that I don't think people coming from outside would ever see. So cutting some corners and just like sending it on greens and stuff like that you wouldn't necessarily see if you didn't know. So I think there's been some advantage, and then just obviously playing in front of a home crowd, I absolutely love it. It's like my favorite thing, and having the support from home because I live in Smorum now. So I know everybody, and I'm there all the time, and people came out to support me, and I feel like that just carries my game a little bit more instead of having to be on the other side of the world and having to carry yourself. I think that's always an advantage to have the crowd with you.
so if we get Smorum on the ladies European tour, that would be a nice
That would
nice
be
event.
awesome. I know they're wanting to, but obviously there's a lot of thing that needs to be done before that's possible. But I think it's in the plans for like maybe the next 3-5 years, hopefully, if everything works out. So fingers crossed.
So a quick shout out to the LETAS podcast. So LETAS chat. I briefly listened a couple of days ago. So I learned that like at the start of your pro career, it was a little bit of a struggle in your own work.
Yeah.
Would you say that was correct?
Oh, 100%. I think I had like 3 or 4 starts and I missed the cut at least a couple times, I think. And I was just like all over the place. I was not in a good spot, and just I think I just stressed out about the fact that I had, turned down that final year over there to go play professional golf, and then I can't even make the cuts, and you just kind of worry about having made the right decision. So I think that was weighing me down a lot those like first 3 or 4 weeks out there, until I kind of like switched my mindset a little bit to kind of more like self-belief and like that just feeling that you belong out there, and just in general just like getting used to playing for money, playing for your like literally like surviving. That's what it feels like when you start, because you need to earn money and you need to like make a living out of this job, which is what it is basically. So I think all of those like factors obviously stressed me out a lot, and it took me some time to get used to that feeling. So yeah, that first month or so, a month and a half was rough. Yeah.
And and you didn't have your second mum Smilla to help you, so
No, I was on my own. Exactly.
right. So we'll talk about your win at the PGA Championship Gothenburg, where I believe you were the only player under par for that whole event. Is that right? And uh, well, I'm led to believe that the wind was absolute havoc that week.
Yeah, I mean, the weather was just unbelievable. We had so much rain and it was windy, and I mean, they had to call people off the course a few times. I think I was in the right draw though, because I was never called off the course. I mean, it was shit. I'm not gonna lie, but like, I think I got the better end of the draw, and then
Yeah.
kind of just took advantage of that. Um, but yeah, I think coming off like what I was talking about before, just that month of just terrible golf and a terrible mindset and just being in such a bad place, it was so weird to just see myself in this position all of a sudden, just from 1 week of missing the cut to literally being in the lead heading into the final day, in just my, I think, fourth or fifth start as a pro. So I think like the emotions I went through that week were just out of like, yeah, it was crazy, out of this world. But I was just kind of like hung in there. And just, again, I think I like when it's more of a grind, like when the weather is crazy, when breaking par is good. That's like my favorite type of golf. I love links golf, like for instance, like when the weather is just absolutely crazy. Love that. Love the challenge of it. And I think I kind of just thrived through that and just kind of like it was just me against the course instead of like worrying about the whole field. And I think that really helped me out. Yeah.
So when that final putt went in and you knew that you'd won the championship, what was the overall, emotions after that?
I mean, I was just overwhelmed. I mean, it's a funny feeling like you know that you should play good, you know that you should belong out there and you know you're good enough, and then just having not proven that to yourself at all for like a few months and then suddenly come out there and win it, like win a tournament out of nowhere. I think it was just such a weird mix of feelings because on one hand I was like not wanting to be surprised because like I knew I had the game to do that, but like still because it came out of nowhere, I was like I didn't really know how to react to all that. And people were just so nice to me and so supportive. I received messages for like weeks after. And I think just the emotions that I went through was just, yeah, it was a lot. But yeah, obviously just so happy and so proud of myself for working through all that, like the rough patch leading up to it and just getting it done. Yeah.
How how special was that moment, obviously going to your home course at Smorum as a Ladies European Tour Access Series winner? Like how special was that feeling?
It was very special. I think it was a lot of stress, honestly, a lot of expectations, obviously from myself and wanting to do well because I believe we had like a month break after the PGF Gothenburg and then a month off and then playing in Smorum after that. So I think it was just a lot of pressure from outside, a lot of pressure from within, and having to play in front of a home crowd that was really expecting you to play well. So I think it was very stressful leading up to that. And I think I put a lot of pressure on myself. Like during my practice rounds, I guess, at home, I was just like a little bit out of it. And I had some good chats with my coach, I remember, and just like having to play as any other tournament instead of, letting all that get to you. But I remember it being overwhelming, but obviously also like like a good thing. Cause I mean, if I had been playing bad leading up to it, I would be like stressed as well, So it was a good kind of pressure still. Yeah.
And then at the last event of the year, you finished 26th in the Calatayud Ladies Open, which is always the season ender. So it was a strange one though because a certain a certain Helen Bream won the Lycea Open on the Ladies European Tour, which kind of ruled her out of contention on the Order of Merit,
Yeah.
the LETAS Order of Merit. So that was a very strange one because she was right up there. But with that kind of, opportunity, that kind of put you, well, it would have put you sixth on the Order of Merit, to gain your LET tour card. And I believe the last one in was Ariane Klotz as well.
Exactly.
So she would have finished eighth if it wasn't for Helen Bream winning the Lycea Open, but
Yeah.
because of Helen winning.
Yeah, exactly. She helped us out a bit there. That was nice of her. Yeah.
Have you ever said that to Helen this year? I'm like, thank you very much for.
Actually, no, I have not. I should have, because I mean, I was in her team in Korea at the Aramco series out there. And I mean, she's awesome. She's like the nicest person. Her dad is amazing as well. And I mean, I never did get to thank her for that. Ah, look at that. That would have been nice.
Well, so obviously that got you to where you are today on the Ladies European Tour. But what does the next few months look like for you? So do you, because of your ranking this year on the Ladies European Tour, does that mean you have to go to final stage Q school again? Is that right?
Yeah, I'll have to do that, unfortunately. I mean, I've never been to Q school before, so that's obviously going to be an experience. But I think Yeah, so the next months are just gonna be like practicing. I'm obviously not getting into any of the rest of the season. I think there are 3 more tournaments left. So it's just gonna be working from home, probably traveling a little bit to see some sun and play off some grass. But then we're going to Morocco in December to play final stage. Hopefully get some status back.
Oh, it's a shame because I just announced well officially announced that I'm going to Andalusia at the last event for media. So that's a shame that you won't be there. But like you could have sneaked in, Smilla or Sophia's suitcase maybe. But
Oh, 100%. But yeah. Yeah, I mean that's obviously a shame, but I mean just I didn't really have the results to get to there on the rankings this year. But hey, maybe next year. You never know. Golf is like this, so you never know what's gonna happen.
so if you manage to keep your tour card for 2026, what would you say is the main goal that year to finish? What will obviously to make Andalusia the last event of the year would probably be top.
I mean, yeah, I think usually I don't love making like goals of like rankings and stuff just because I know I can't control it anyway. But I think I mean obviously it would be amazing to finish in the top 70 and just be sure to have that full status for the next season and playing in the season finale as well. But I think overall, I think the goal for next year is just keeping that like broader perspective that I was really good at having like here towards the end of the season this year. Of just like thinking it as more of like a whole career instead of like just one season, one tournament and all that stuff. Because I just put too much pressure on myself to like post certain results and certain scores instead of just playing golf and being happy and calm out there because that's when I play the best anyway. So I think that's going to be more of the goal for next year.
So again, saying that all goes well in Morocco and you managed to keep your Ladies European Tour card.
Mhm.
Is there any places next year on the LET schedule that you're really looking forward to? Because I believe, well, I do believe because I think it is correct that the LET are going to Mauritius for the first time. I think so.
I think so too. Yeah, yeah. I think after South Africa, I think we're supposed to go to Mauritius.
Yeah, that could be a very interesting one.
Yeah, never been there either. So that's obviously I would love to go there. But I think overall, I mean, I loved Australia. Like that was probably my favorite travel this year. Just an incredible country. It has everything so much more. So I think I would love to go back there. But yeah, Mauritius that's high on the list as well. That's going to be pretty cool.
So is that the motivating factor at Q school? You should have that on your mind. Mauritius next year.
Yeah, I'll just be like Mauritius, Mauritius, Mauritius.
But, but
Sure. Yeah.
think about the sandy beaches, the blue water, the coconuts and all that stuff. Like just think about that on top of your head. That might get you to obviously to finish in like the top five or whatever for final Q school and then
I might
there
just
you go.
elevate the game just a little bit.
Yeah.
For sure.
That's all you should think about like in Morocco. It's just malicious, malicious, malicious. There you go.
Exactly. Exactly. That's right.
Right, Natasha, we'll finish off with a few general questions. So, sorry, I'm doing a big stretch on camera. I do
Oh,
apologize.
you're good. It's early.
Yeah, it's a little bit early, but it's all good. So, what would you say is your favorite course? It can't be Smorum, by the way.
Well, that's not gonna be it anyway. My favorite course, we played, speaking of the European teams, we played at Royal County Down, in 20,
Northern Ireland.
yeah, exactly. And that must have been in 22 or 21 or something like that. And I mean, that was just, I mean, that course is just incredible. And and again, I love links golf and everything that might get thrown at you out there. And so I think whenever people ask me, that's always the course I think of first. So that would probably be my answer, yeah.
Surprised you didn't say DLF.
Well, I mean, honestly, that's pretty high up there. I really enjoyed that. When I wasn't absolutely shitting myself on the tee boxes, I think that was probably the best course we played this year. That was awesome too.
No, that's fair enough. What would you say is your dream course to play?
My dream course. Oh, I would obviously love to play Augusta. Um, but I think maybe Pebble Beach is up there as well. Never been playing a whole lot out there as well. So I would love to play out there.
Your favorite country, would you say, like you just mentioned there about Australia, but would you say that was your favorite country, or is there another one?
Mm, well, they're very different. I mean, you're gonna love this answer. I love Scotland. I really do love that like up there.
Yes.
Yeah, I think just for golf and just, the nature and honestly the people as well. We went on vacation there with my family in 2016 or something like that, and it was just incredible. It's beautiful. Yeah. And I also love rain. I love the fog. I love, all that stuff. So I think I like being cozied up. So bad weather doesn't scare me. That's fine.
Did you need a translator as well, like for that week?
Honestly, it wasn't too bad. I don't remember it as being that bad, but it was probably my mom speaking the most anyway. So we were just there for the for fun.
What would you say is your favorite city in the world?
Oh, favorite city. Hmm. Can I say Copenhagen?
Okay, I'll let you have it. It's okay.
I mean, I like Paris as well. Um, I mean, I don't know what it is about Paris, but the vibes out there is just. I like London as well. I think any like bigger city, I like that. Just like the mainstream cities. I just love walking through like a big city and yeah, just looking at people and stuff like that. Yeah, I like that.
Are you a bookworm, or are you a TV watcher or film watcher?
I would probably say bookworm. Yeah, especially the last few years on tour, I've been reading a lot of books, probably like closing in on like 75 books in the last year or so. So
Oh
yeah,
my God.
yeah, definitely a bookworm.
I don't know how the bookworms get all the patience like to read. Like it's just I don't have the patience to read, so
That's what I said too. I think I started reading like a year and a half ago. And again, obviously, it's not like I haven't been reading anything at all, but only for like school and like stuff like that, but like just for fun. And I said the same thing before. And now I like not having to look at a screen to be entertained. And I can just open a book and, for planes and stuff, it's been perfect. But yeah.
so a hardback copy of a book, or one of the Kindles or whatever they have now.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to get a Kindle for travel. But I think the main thing for me reading is getting away from the screen. So I would probably say the physical book is preferable. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Have you got Sorry, I'm trying to see what I've written down here. Oh yeah. What would you say is your favorite Danish saying? So just like could be anything, just so you can educate.
A Danish saying?
Like so what's your favorite kind of Danish saying?
I don't know. I love hearing people who don't speak Danish saying rødgrød med fløde just because it's a good laugh. We never really say that unless we have to like out some people who can't speak Danish, honestly. But it's like a summer dish of like a strawberry porridge kind of thing, but it's really nice, but we don't have it that often. It's mainly just to mess with people who don't speak Danish. Yeah.
Say that again.
Rødgrød med fløde. Yeah, good luck.
What chance in hell do I have of trying to pronounce that? Like,
Yeah.
that's crazy. Oh, wow. If you if you had to, so what would be your, ultimate team scramble? So like if you had to assemble a scramble team, like who's on that team? It could be, so I'll make it any of the Ladies European Tour players. So like if you had to pick the ultimate Ladies European Tour scramble team, Who's going to be on it?
What is European tour? Shannon Tan. Her ball strike is just incredible. I mean, she doesn't ever miss a fairway green, so yeah, put her in there. Kiara, she is a great putter, probably the best putter I know, so she would be in there. And I mean, might be a little biased, but honestly, Smilla is probably the one that makes the most birdies on tour. So I mean, she should be in there too. Yeah, I would say so.
So that kind of leads me into the last one. So if you had to build the ultimate golfer, so the ultimate ladies European Tour golfer.
Yeah.
So like we'll start with the power.
Power. Helen Bream.
I mean, I thought it was going to be between Helen Beam or Smilla, to be honest. So
Yeah, I hit it further than Smilla, so
I mean,
no, but Helen Bream, she absolutely smashes it. So she would have to be off the tee, I think. Approach, I think Shannon. I think she's the one that's hit the most green this year, most greens. Chipping. That is a good question.
yeah, I was going to say who do you think's got the best short game on tour?
Yeah, that's a good question. I feel like it's pretty overlooked. I mean, people don't really like put enough credit to the good short game players. I would say I played with I saw that you mentioned Hitachi Bakshi the other day. She did incredible at the Indian Open, and I played with her in Belgium, and her short game there was great. Like that's probably some of the best I've seen this year. So I think maybe put her in there. So that level of short game that she had in Belgium, yeah. And then Kiara putting. That will be my perfect player.
And the mentality side of it.
Oh, the mentality. It's always so hard to know what's going on in people's minds, you know? I mean, Mimi Rhodes, I'm guessing that she needs to have a great mentality to do what she's been doing this year as a rookie, especially. Just go out there with a ton of confidence and just, do what she does best. So maybe I'll put her at the mentality.
And last but not least, like who would you say is the funniest player on tour and the sweetest player on tour? Like I'm kind of putting you in the spot, I know, but
The funniest and the sweetest. So two different people or the same person?
two different people.
The funniest. Oh, that's a very, very good question.
I actually think Cass is pretty funny, to be honest.
She is. Yeah, I agree. I just I haven't been talking to her a whole lot, but like, just hearing her and like she has that dry sense of humor. I absolutely love that. So maybe I would put her as the funniest. Yeah, that's a good idea. And for the sweetest, I mean, there's a lot of nice people in the LET, to be honest. People are in general very friendly out there. Even though it's competitive, it's still like people are nice and helpful. I mean, that's tough. I mean, I feel like in general, I think a lot of people, I mean, Kiara is very likable. I mean, she has a lot of close friends and people out there, and she's generally very good at talking to people. She never shuts up and I say that in the most loving way possible. So I think she would probably be one of the most friendly people out there. It doesn't matter who she's talking to, honestly. She's always like just very welcoming. Yeah.
I think usually top of my list in terms of like one of the nicest people on tour. Like I've interviewed her a couple of times now this year, Sarah Kibsgaard.
Oh yes. Oh, that's a yeah. Honestly, right.
I feel she's a very lovely person.
Yeah, she is. She's very friendly. I mean, you don't have to know her. She's always smiling and saying hi, and yeah, she's actually really, really nice. Yeah, that's true.
She's the
names than I am, I think.
she does the practice routine where she does the Miguel Angel Jimenez knees as well.
Yeah, I saw her whole routine the other day posted on Instagram. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. And that was very nice. Yeah, she's really nice. Yeah.
Right, Natasha. I do realise we're kind of going on a little bit more than what you thought because you are quite busy. But no, I really do appreciate you coming on, and there's me doing a second stretch in the moment. So, yeah,
You get stretching too.
yeah, all the best for Morocco.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed that you are able to keep your playing privileges for 2026 on the LET, and yeah, all the best with that, and well, enjoy Christmas and etc. when it comes as well. So
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for having me as well. I enjoyed it. That was a lot of fun.
it's been a pleasure, and all the best, and enjoy the rest of your day. And I'm gonna try and work on this voice, so
Yeah.
that could be fun.
Thank you.
See you later, Natasha. Thank you. Cheers. Yeah, bye.